Welcome back, guys. Today's video I'm going to be discussing on how to make a reversible bonnet and a non-reversible bonnet. Okay, a few things you're going to need are Fray Check pins, safety pins, a ruler, elastic bands, 2 yards of fabric or 2 different kinds of fabric, 1 yard of each to make this. If you're going to be making a lot of these, it's good to go ahead and make a pre-cut pattern. That way you have a guideline and you don't have to always pin it down every time you do it. So the bunny that I'm working on, she requested to have Pippi the pig, and she want her inner part of her bonnet to be pink. I slowed the video down. If you look up there at the top of the ruler, right where it says 14 inches at, you'll see that I have folded the fabric on top of itself. So don't forget to fold it over. And you want to fold it over just enough that you'll be cutting the right amount. So I want to hit 9 and 9.5 inches for my bonnet. So I'm going to use my needles and I'm going to pin right at 9.5 inches. So this is what it's going to look like once you have added your pins into the fabric. And make sure when you pin it through both sides of the fabric. And right now, this is one of my pre-cut fabrics that I did already. And this is already at 9.5 inches. But you never want to cut the fabric over another piece of fabric because it's going to end up being longer or wider than the top fabric. So always pin it or use a pattern. I'm also going to cut a little bit more of the fabric than what I need just to have some leftover because at the end you're going to end up needing it. I also have to do a dope bonnet for the same person. So I'm doing basically the same thing. Just laying everything out, and then I'm going to pin it to the right size, and then I'm going to cut a little bit more. If you're like me and you don't have any fabric weights, just use some things around the house that you can use that will not stain your fabric. I'm just showing you here that I'm leaving extra fabric that I'm going to sew. This is like my outline of where I'm going to sew it. All right, so this is non-shiny and this is shiny. So you want both shiny sides to be facing one another. We're going to pin the two fabrics together and we're going to leave a gap in between it. So this is going to be our opening when we get ready to feed in our elastic bands. If you look down there at the bottom, I left a little pink out because that's going to be our opening. And you're going to want your opening to have enough fabric to be able to fold into itself. If I have a clip, I'm going to add it in right now. Also, make sure your fabric does not move because you don't want to pin it somewhere and you have too much on one side, and when you go around and sew it, you're just sewing one side of the fabric. Now, once you start sewing your bonnet, make sure you add a secure stitch. I forgot to add it here, but you're going to see me add it in later, and I'm going to let you know when I do it. Also, you see, what do I mean about leaving an area between your needles and your end? Because once you do that, you can get closer to the end and have a much bigger bonnet. Some Fray Check works really well with your fabric just so it won't come undone on the ends. So it's great to have that on hand. Okay, once you get done doing your secure stitching, you want to go around your bonnet and trim the excess fabric. Do not cut too close to the stitch because it will come undone. Once you got done trimming your bonnet, you want to turn your bonnet inside out. I like to shake my bonnet out to make it flat. Most people use an iron. You can use an iron, just put some cotton over it and iron it down, but I'm not going to use an iron in this video. Now here we are. This is the part that I was talking about earlier. This is why I left so much fabric at the opening, because it's going to fold into itself and then we're going to have a nice pretty stitch. Alright, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make your casing for your elastic band. So my elastic is about 1 inch, so I'm going to sew 1 inch off the edge of off the end of my bonnet. Well, not exactly 1 inch, but a little bit bigger, just so I can feed in my elastic. A little side note here, make sure you do not sew the excess fabric inside of your bonnet to itself, because then you won't have a hole and it's going to be hard to feed in the elastic band. If you see there, ladies and gents, I added a secure stitch as soon as I started. So don't forget to add your secure stitch. Okay, the next thing you need to do is just attach both ends with a safety pin. Attach one end to the bonnet and feed the open end that's not attached to the bonnet through your elastic hold. Now that you're done with that, you're going to put your elastic on top of the other side of the elastic, hamburger style, and then you're going to sew right over it. Make sure your elastic is not flipped around in your bonnet. You want to make it have a very good, nice, comfortable fit. Now we're just left with this little opening right here, and we're gonna sew over that. And don't forget to add your secure stitch. Now the kid bonnet is all done. That's it. I'm going to work on my adult bonnet. If that's all you want to watch, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment below. So I'm going to do the same thing like I did with the kid bonnet. I'm going to attach safety pins to both ends. I'm going to pin one of the safety pins to the bonnet, and then I'm going to feed it in with the other end. We're just redoing the same steps we did with the kid bonnet, laying the elastic on top of itself and sewing over it. The less elastic that you use, the tighter it would be. So it's just your choice of how much elastic that you would like to use on your bonnet. All right, stuff that fabric on up in the hole, and then we're gonna sew right over it, and don't forget to add your secure stitch. Alright guys, so this is the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out some of the pictures that I have at the end of the video. Give me your opinion, and I will drop the links to where I got all my material and my elastic from.
This one.